welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I am going back to doing something I love to do, which is a new makeup tutorial. I think the last one I did was either like the early Valentine's Day one, so that was back in February, and now I wanted to do one that you could easily wear for spring. That's really like down looking. It's not like too bright. It doesn't have as many pinks as the other one did, and it's just really overall pretty. So I am really excited. I have all my stuff over here, so if I'm looking over here a lot, that is because everything is over here where I need to see. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so the first step of the makeup process is obviously a base, which is foundation. So this is a CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made. So that is what that looks like. It won't load. I'll just put a little pop tag up. And then I'm using the IT Cosmetics BB cream, which I only use a tiny bit of that. I use 2 shades. This is CoverGirl's Classic Ivory, and then this one is just Fair. It mixes my perfect skin tone, which is what we want. So, and then I'm just gonna take it on the bottom of the beauty blender and then just like dab it everywhere. As I was saying, fun fact, it's snowing right now, which is really weird because it was really beautiful out. Now I'm just going to take the beauty blender and blend your makeup all over. You get under the chin so there's no lines that are like visible. Make sure it's like around your shade color, because so yeah, it's been really nice out. It was like 60 out, very nice, which is probably like freezing now. No, so it was like 60 degrees. It was the most nice weather we've had yet in spring, and then it's snowing right now. We're supposed to get around 14, I heard like 8 to 14 inches, which is not what I want. But I mean, what can you do? It's how the world works. Okay. We are doing concealer, and I look really gross. I don't put it on my eyeballs, which I probably should, but whatever. So the concealer I'm using is the NYX HD Studio Concealer. It looks like this. And then this is like kind of like the highlighting part where you kind of want to like highlight. I just put it under the eyes, under the chin, and then on my forehead, and then yeah, and then taking the same beauty blender, go ahead and this is the part where you don't want to just leave your concealer like this. If you don't have powder, that is okay. Go on to the next step, which is you putting loose face powder on to set that. So I'm just using Airspun powder. The only downside about this powder is it smells horrible, but it does work really nice, and I've seen many different YouTubers use it. So today for a powder brush, I will be using my new Jeffree Star X Morphe collection. I also got the Blue Blood palette, so maybe I will do a video on that with his palette. So I'm using my favorite brush, and like one of my favorites. It's the JS2, and it's like a powder brush, setting brush. Look at how beautiful. They look like crystals. We're gonna move on to the next step, which is contour. I said that really weird. I don't know, I look weird. I'm not the best at contouring, but I'm just gonna add a tiny bit of dark, like a bronzer contour to me, just to make me look a bit more tan, more bronze. So we're gonna be using the Hoola Benefit, the little one, and I'm just using like a random brush. This is a multi-purpose brush, but I just like to dip it like that. And then I go like this. I just put it on my, if you put it at the top of your face, it's just gonna make you move on to nose contour. So for the nose contour, again, I'm using one of the Jeffree Star brushes right here. This is the Jeffree Star JS3 brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit. I'm just dabbing her in there because like it gets a lot. I'm just gonna go like that. You see, that's like a lot. Like one dip, you're good. Take it and then you can just like see how small my nose looks now. Just looks so good, so small. So now we are going to move on to eyebrows, which is one of the most fun parts where you can like really have fun with it. You don't have to be super skilled. You don't have to fill them in like all the way like other beauty people do, because I'm not the best at eyebrows. I'm just gonna put that out there. I just kind of brush them and then like fill them in. So what you're first gonna need is just like a spoolie brush. This is a Morphe spoolie brush that I got in a set with, and I just like to brush my eyebrows upwards. Take it and I'll just brush them out normal again. Okay, so if I'm really wanting to look nice that day, I will just use like a little, like a flat end brush, and then I just use this Milan Beauty thing. I'm pretty sure you can get it at Target. I am not sure. I'll just dip it and then I'll just like rub it like this across. Rub it like that, and then I'll start kind of where here goes, and then I'll just kind of like rub the product on, and so it gets dark, and then I'll do that just on the other side. That is how I do my eyebrows every day. I don't know if that's like the right way to do them, but like that's how your girl does them. So now it is time for the fun part of this makeup video, which is the eyeshadow. So today I will be using two different palettes. Of course, if you do not own these palettes, you can always use different colors than me that I use that are like in the same range. I know some of these palettes are pretty, well, not super expensive, but if you don't unfortunately have the money to buy one, you can always use like a different palette that you have. So I'm using the 35G Bronze Gold Morphe palette today, and then I will be using the iconic James Charles X Morphe palette, which is literally one of my favorite palettes in the entire world. Starting off with the Morphe 35G Bronze palette, this is what she looks like. Ooh. Okay, so I'm just going to take a brush like this, and this is the Morphe M441 brush. This is like my favorite brush to use. So I'm going to be dipping into the shade Sandy right here and just put her just a tiny bit on the whole entire eyelid. I will just like wipe her on. So if you wanted to darken it out, you could go in with the shade Deserted, which is this shade right here. So I'm just gonna do just a tiny bit of her just to darken the crease out. I'm just gonna put that right in here. So that's basically it for that palette at the moment right now. Of course, if you find a different shade in there that looks like the one I'm gonna use in the James Charles palette, go ahead and use that. Now we're gonna move on to the James Charles palette. So one of my favorite colors in this palette, we all know what this palette looks like, come on guys, is Face, which is the one that I'm going to use for the entire eyelid again. And that's literally all you need that palette for. That's the only thing, that's the only color you can, that's the only color we're using right now. So I'm sure you can find another one. After that, we're going to go back to the Morphe palette, and I'm going to use this color right here, which is Tropics. So it's like a orange glitter. I'm just gonna put that on the outer ridge of my eye. Then I'm going to take Glare, the really bright color up here, and I'm gonna put her, see, I literally only use one brush for this. You don't need a couple brushes. I'm just gonna place her right in the crease, like the inside of your eye. And that is the look. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera, and then we will get to the end of the makeup. I've been baking. We've been baking this whole time. Now we're going to take off this excess powder. So I'm just gonna be using another Jeffree Star Cosmetics brush, X Morphe, and this is the JS1. So it is a bigger brush. I feel like it's for your foundation, but we're just we gotta use what we gotta use, and we're just gonna wipe all this powder away. So now we get to do the eyelashes, which is one of my favorite parts. So we're just gonna quickly, you know, I've been using a new mascara. I'm gonna use 3 for this video because if you don't know, I'm literally obsessed with mascara. It's this CoverGirl one. I don't know how to say the other like name, but it's like this. And then we just pop. Going with the Bad Gal Gang by Benefit, who is literally the coolest bottle ever. And this is like A1 to like flare out the eyelashes. I'm gonna go in with the Better Than Sex Too Faced one. Literally every person probably, well not every person, but like every beauty person has probably used this. And it's just kind of like, alright, so now that the lashes are done, it is the final, well no, the second to final step, which is highlights. Now, if you don't know, I'm a sucker for highlight. Literally, I will do anything to get the brightest highlight. But today we will be using 2 different highlights. This is the Too Faced Blinded by the Light. So you just want to put it on here area. And then I just like to put a little bit on the nose. Now we're going to use a drugstore brand that you can find anywhere, which is Wet n Wild. And this is in the shade, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like a pink. It's really pretty. And it's broken though, which sucks, but whatever. We Alright guys, that is the finished look. If you guys liked it, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. It means so much to me. Hit the subscribe button down below as well as the bell so you get notified when I post a new video, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!